Good morning. Arthur Offaly speaking on behalf of the Arthur Offaly Foundation. Now, once again, that corrupt British government has shown a total disrespect for us Irish citizens living in the north of Ireland. In a poll, we voted to remain in the EU like the rest of Ireland. This is all Ireland, north, south, east and west. Now, I was born here in the north of Ireland, as was generations of the Offaly family. We have been Irish and always will be Irish, despite what that British state and the DUP and the UUP say. I want the nationalist elected politicians from MLAs, MPs and MEPs to waken up and stand up and be counted. Let their voices be heard loud and clear. I am sick, sore and tired of listening to that DUP and Arlene Foster saying that they speak for us. They do not speak for me and never have spoken for me. Where is the voices of the Irish citizens born and bred in the north of Ireland who have been tortured, abused, discriminated against? Surely, now it is time to stand up and be counted. For enough is enough. We cannot sit back and allow our children and our grandchildren and their children to be treated as second-class citizens as we were in our own country. We voted to stay in the EU. How dare that piece of British garbage, Theresa May and co. and the DUP ignore our vote as if we were nothing. People in the EU have such a thing as human rights. Here in the north of Ireland, we never had human rights. Our human rights office was run totally by the RUCPSNI and the British state and that corrupt Stormont. I have now finished my father's case after 44 long, hard years in this corrupt country. I have just to put the finishing touches to it, and that will be done very, very shortly. Now, I will join up with others concerned parents who are thinking along the same lines as I am, to make sure that our children will be allowed to grow up like normal children. After all, this is our country, and it will be up to us to make sure that what happens to us will not happen to them. It is our duty to confront these people head on. I will be taking these details and making a rota to bring to the European Courts of Human Rights. Anyone who wishes to put their details to our list, feel free. My mobile is Arthur Offaly, 07715921137. My email is arthuroffaly1@gmail.com. Through my site, YouTube, Arthur Offaly. Also, the Arthur Offaly Foundation is a totally independent victims group. I have had for 44 years abuse and intimidation from that corrupt government and the loyalist paramilitary group calling themselves a police force, and that so-called parliament called Stormont. Now, these people have done nothing to help me solve my father's brutal murder and have withheld evidence, vital evidence about my father's murder. The person who killed my father was a police Sinn Féin ARA informer employed by the British government and armed by the RUCPSNI and paid out of the public purse. Now, this Sinn Féin ARA informer has murdered many other innocent victims with the full knowledge of both the British state and the RUCPSNI. Both have withheld vital evidence about my father's murder for the past 44 years and said nothing. How then can you call them a government and a so-called police force? I will be sending details to the European Courts of Human Rights. And my father's only crime was that he was an Irish citizen from the north of Ireland, born and reared in Ireland, as was his family, for generations. Now, because I am fighting to get justice for my father, these corrupt so-called police have abused, intimidated, threatened my family, and this abuse is still going on right to the present day. They have hacked my office phone and also my home phone, and I have made a formal complaint to the BT manager. Now, to end, I think it is now time for us, Irish citizens living here in the north of Ireland, to make sure our children are treated with total respect, something that we as children never received. Our children deserve nothing less. Now, the Arthur Rafferty Foundation has agreed to help these Irish people in their fight for justice for their children in our own country. Anyone who would like a tip of this story or any one of my stories can call me on my mobile 07715921137. Leave your name and address and I will send you a tip free. Thank you. Anyone who has a story to tell and wishes me to air it can call me on my mobile 07715921137, or I can send a reporter out to get your story. And remember, I will tell your story as you tell me. Nothing will be cut out. Watch more of my stories on YouTube, arthurrafferty.com, YouTube Arthur Rafferty, Arthur Rafferty Docker, YouTube Jackspot 2012. That is a tip about the brutal murder of my father by a 5-man gang of Sinn Féin IRA, led by Freddie Scappaticci on the orders of the British government, the RUCPSNA and the Special Branch. Now that Sinn Féin IRA scum Scappaticci carried out their orders on their command. Now my email is arthurrafferty1@gmail.com. Thank you for watching ASNA TV, and good morning, and I will be in contact with you soon.